There are lots of women who have inspired me in my lifetime, but one very special woman is my grandmother, who came from Austria during World War II. She was able to escape to come to the United States to make a better life and to start, the incredible family that I have. So I really appreciate her bravery in coming to a new country and making that sacrifice for us to have a better life.
I would say Ruth Bader Ginsburg, because she was the second woman Supreme Court Justice, and she came in and very quietly but very articulately allowed us to see different perspectives so that we could gather that information and understand things from a different perspective. And she made such effective change that is helping so many of us now today.
I've had many women that inspired me in my life, but today I want to share with you about Jackie Palmquist. She was the math department chair at Mattea Valley High School, where I worked before here. Her leadership was something that inspired me to become a leader of other teachers and helping students find the mathematician inside themselves.
Karen Blixen moved from Denmark to Kenya when she was 27 years old, and she wanted to start a coffee farm. She was married, but her husband was a terrible farmer. He was almost never home. Eventually he gave her syphilis, and then they divorced. Eventually she wrote the book Out of Africa, which is her memoir. I admire her most because she was brave and she ignored the gender limitations of her time and followed her passion.
First of all, with my mom, because she's just always been very supportive and just very caring, and I strive to be like her with my own children and use those characteristics also as a teacher. Two other women that would be inspiring to me are Sonia, Sotomayor, and Kamala Harris, because they are the first women to be in the position that they're in, and women of color. So I think it's important to celebrate their accomplishments because they pave the way for future women to be in.
In addition to the awesome women on my shirt in mathematics, a woman who inspires me today is named Iyer. She's actually the founder of a company called Savaha that makes clothes for women, all adults really, and children that let them express themselves in the things they like. Robots are not just for boys, butterflies are not just for girls, so it allows me to wear a math dress to show off my love of math and all things science.
One of the women who I most admire is Donna Carpenter. She used to be the CEO of Burton Snowboards. She's also the wife of the late Jake Carpenter, who pretty much invented snowboarding. She's one of the main reasons why Burton is a household name of snowboarding, and she also invented the Chill Foundation, which teaches underprivileged youth to snowboard.
My role model is Maren Alsop, who is the conductor of the Baltimore Symphony. She was the first female to be appointed music director of a major professional orchestra, and she has such a fine sense of leadership and musicianship, and I think it's a powerful symbol to see a woman in such a leadership role that's so often dominated by men.
My favorite role model is my mom. She's the one who inspired me actually to study history. She's overcome immense odds herself and introduced me to a world where women save the day, or they have a tag team of people that save the day. So I became a history teacher largely in part to her influence, and also I watched her overcome incredible odds, such as fighting to help my sister who has special needs and some mental disorders, and she never gives up and she just keeps pushing through. The other one I wanted to mention is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. In light of all the things that are going on in the world around her, she always saw a light at the end of the tunnel and found the best way to be successful for everyone's rights, women, men, and non-binary people as well.
The woman who has inspired me to be the person that I am today is my mother. She's a wondrous woman who, despite her lack of education, only completed 4th grade. She instilled in me and my brothers a value for education, hard work, and persistent efforts. She's one that has always taught us to be humble, kind, grounded, and generally just hardworking. And she instilled in us a notion that hard work matters, and it will help us achieve whatever we dream of.
For me, both my mother and my grandmother, they both were Irish immigrants. They taught me a sense of bravery and resiliency. The reason for that, I think, comes from my grandmother. She had a child with someone who wasn't her husband. It was before she was married. And in Ireland, it was considered illegal to have a child out of wedlock. And adoption was illegal as well. So when she was at the hospital and had her son before she had my mother, she had to give up her baby to a nurse, and she did not know where he went. And I feel like everything that she went through and the bravery and resiliency that she had, I couldn't imagine ever living through that. She's my hero. She will always be my hero.